decided to join us today, huh? It's my YouTube partner, who doesn't hold up her end of the work. Come say hello to all the critters. Dobby has greatly been enjoying Vox Machina. She just doesn't know how to really express it. Hi dolls, welcome back, and if you are new, hello, my name is Jessie, and today we are going to react to the legend of the world of the legend of Vox Machina, and I am very excited to jump into this. I've heard it just keeps getting better and better. Somebody had said that there were writers from Game of Thrones, and oh shit, what was the other one I liked? Tico Zaya said they shared a new behind-the-scenes thing about the extended cast today. All-star lineup of voiceover artists and some very well-known actors from The Office, one of my all-time favorite comedies of all time. I already said that, but that's how serious I am about it being in that category. The Walking Dead. Freaking love The Walking Dead. I have a Walking Dead fan art that I won in a trivia contest over here. Lord of the Rings. Who doesn't like the Lord of the Rings? And Doctor Who. I am a massive Doctor Who fan. I have my little Doctor Who right there with my sonic screwdriver. But I have to wait. I have to watch 4 of them to get to that, which I'm not complaining about at all. So I'm just excited to dive more and more deeper into this. I want to thank everybody for already making me an honorary critter. That's really cool. I like that nickname too. That's a cool nickname. This whole fandom, again, I don't mean to keep going on and buttering y'all up, but it's so awesome to be embraced like this as such a newcomer. Everybody getting so excited over all these people who are completely new to this world, who are just learning. You're embracing us like little babies. You're like, come on, let's go. We will show you the way. Don't worry, we'll take care of you. We'll take care of you. It's so comforting, so thank you. I love being a critter, and I'm very, very excited to jump into the legend of the world of the legend of Vox Machina. So let's do that, but before we do, don't forget to like or dislike if you do or do not like what you see, but comment down below, let me know, subscribe if you have not yet. We do fun things here. Ring a ling, the bells to be notified when I upload new videos, and don't forget to check the link down in the description for my Patreon. It is $5 a month. It's only $1.25 a week. It has all of my unedited reactions of everything that I do on YouTube, in addition to more. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at @star_chef_productions, where I recently found out that my Twitter handle is at Puma4107. I thought I had changed it to Star Chef Productions, but I haven't yet. But I'm gonna. But it only takes 15 characters, so we need to improvise. Give me ideas if you'd like to in the comments. But without further ado, this is my official reaction to the legend of the world of the legend of Vox Machina.
We're seeing these amazing designs coming in.
Rooms and taverns and courts.
Locations and color palettes.
It's gorgeous. It's epic.
It's beyond all expectations.
To see it all for the first time, I went and I sat in my car and I just started crying because I was like, I can't believe this is real.
I definitely know her now. Her face and everything. She's very familiar to me.
The trajectory of this story over the years has constantly defied our expectations. The size and the scale of it has felt so large and sweeping to us in our minds. And so you think, what could possibly live up to it? And the team at Titmouse has really been answering the call.
Titmouse is one of the best animation studios around, period. They check all the
animation on this
They've
is
got
crisp.
animation
like
cred up the wazoo. They've worked on funny shows, dramatic shows. They've done it all.
It truly feels like a company made of nerds. Just like our company, we instantly felt a kinship and a shared language. It kind of lowered the barrier to entry.
The people at the top who define the culture and the attitude of the studio are themselves huge nerds, super into this stuff. And not just for me, but for them, this is kind of the dream project because we're sort of living out our dream of finally getting to create this type of property.
They aren't wanting to take, you know, something that we've created and turn it into something completely different. They want to honor what it was that we did.
Everyone else seems genuinely as excited to be a part of this as we're excited to have it happening.
I'm proud to count myself among the critters. I was one of the 90,000 to back this project in the first place. I had no idea I was going to be on it.
I remember very distinctly getting my eyes on some of Arthur Loftus, our art director's first background pieces, and just being stunned.
Not only is he a professional artist and designer, he's also a big Critical Role fan. So the fact that you've got somebody who really knows the show, who's designing things even down to minute detail, like even Matt Mercer's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, but Arthur hasn't forgotten about it. Like, he's put it in the show.
And that's something you just don't get in any animated series. Usually the executive producer has to explain to the art director the feeling that he's trying to evoke or she's trying to evoke, but Arthur knows that feeling because he watched it live.
A lot of the vision does come from Arthur, but then where I add to it is how to make the world seem really alive and believable. My role as supervising director is to really coordinate and work with the story team. We're literally translating idea into visual and finding opportunities to really push those moments to make the world feel that much more integrated.
Sunjin works on all the episodes, and he's got the big picture, the 10,000-foot view about where the story is going over the course of the season, where the story is going over the course of the series.
He is so dedicated to making
like
sure that
I
it
wanna jump
feels
through
right
it.
for The Legend of Vox Machina.
I have never felt more confident in letting other people handle a vision of mine than already seeing what they're doing with it, the whole team.
We're getting to revisit all of these great locations that we explored in the original Vox Machina campaign that we played through live. Locations like Iman.
Iman is very much the central fantasy metropolis of this continent, at least from a human society
This is the stuff that I want to
And
remember.
so these first episodes really kind of introduce us to that place.
The initial sketches that Arthur did of Iman were so striking and so epic in scale and scope that we had to go back and look at Matt's original drawings and be like, is this right? Does this match? And it does. He took what Matt did on a 2D piece of paper and turned it into a 3D world.
I think when you think of Iman compared to other fantasy cities that you know, like Rivendell, there's gonna be a certain familiarity to Iman because it's kind of like a fantasy New York. There are elements to it that I think everyone can recognize.
Stylistically, we just wanted to give people a nice way to sort of slip into this medieval fantasy world without being too challenged with the weirdness of like all the other stuff that's going to come later.
Beyond Iman, there are a few locations that we get to explore in the animated series first season. Early in, we get to visit the Shale Steps, which is a place that was not seen in the campaign streamed-wise. It's a coastal fishing city among a unique-looking cliff range that itself looks like waves frozen in the motion of crashing onto a shore.
And then Vox Machina, as you know, makes a journey from Iman to Whitestone. And even the journey that they take, Arthur has taken, again, early maps that Matt drew up and turned them into real places with transitions from forest to desert to jungle to mountain.
We're looking at different landscapes existing in the real world, taking ideas from each of them and sort of assigning them locations within the Critical Role world. For example, when we get closer to Whitestone, things look a bit more like Yosemite. It's the Alabaster Sierras, so we picked from the actual High Sierras and took those shapes and the way the trees look and the way the vegetation spreads across them and assigned it. Our other large location for season 1 is going to be Whitestone. The architectural language we really wanted to play with and make sure that it felt authentic.
He went back into the history of the world and the history of the continent and thought, if people had sailed here via boat, what would their architecture look like?
So all of our buildings kind of have this feeling of like a ship's bow coming out of the ground. All the rooftops have sort of that sloping ship's hull sort of shape to it.
And that's something that none of us would have ever thought of, not even Matt, really.
You can't really mention the city of Whitestone without mentioning the Sun Tree.
The first time I saw the Sun Tree, it was so epic.
I've seen some fantastic iterations of the Sun Tree. What Arthur dropped on us the first time that we saw the Sun Tree literally made our jaws drop.
I'm personally more a fan of the small moments, so Gilmore's Goods.
It's something that we've pictured in our head for so long of what Gilmore's Glorious Goods looks like. There's so much detail, it's very specific. That was another thing that kind of took me by surprise, is sort of the work that everyone put in to understand the world that we've been playing in for the past 5 years, and it's beautiful. It's so good.
5 years.
All of our locations are very unique from each other, and we've gone to great lengths to make sure that every element we include in every scene really expresses the world as clearly and takes it further than whatever we were originally seeing in the stream online.
You really feel like these are drawings of real places and not just a quick sketch of a random temple.
All starts on paper, a bunch of just words describing characters in a story. Then we start to try to visualize it with Arthur and his team.
It's a multi-stage process. We start with storyboards that we're working off of that sort of give us an idea what the shot is, where characters are going to be standing, and what the general action of the scene is. And then a background designer is going to take that storyboard and just really flesh out the composition, figure out what design elements we want in there. A background painter takes it next, adds lighting. That lighting is basically used to enhance the storytelling moment.
A really good background by itself, without anything else, evokes emotion. It tells you instantly what the scene is going to be like.
It's a lot like a DP for live action. You're trying to express what the story is telling you through light and color.
When it comes, not even just to animation, but film in general, framing is everything. Wherever you place your characters and wherever you place your action is going to have an intense impact on how the audience feels and how the audience relates to what's happening.
It's wild to do all these different things and then have them slowly converge into one final piece of media.
We have many, many more months of production ahead of us.
We're getting into the nitty-gritty of it.
It's a never-ending circle of work and creativity and energy that's going into the series.
Finally, all of this work, it's all come to fruition.
We are really trying to elevate ourselves to create an animated show that even we've never done before.
I think the fans and critters are going to be floored by what we've made for them.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
There you have it, the legend of the world of the Legend of Vox Machina. And I got even more excited after that one. I am very into animation. My oldest brother, Ray, went to college for animation, and I've always been around artsy people, and I've always loved design and seeing the different kinds of animations and the length of time that it takes to do each scene and make an animation flow is insane. It is so lengthy. So these people have to have an immense amount of patience and dedication and love for the work in order for it to come out right. And that is what they're doing with this show. You can see, I mean, they flat out said, I think his name was Arthur. They're saying he knew more than Matt. Like, he would remember certain things and Matt would be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And Arthur didn't. The passion and the love that these people that are working on this project have for this project is just going to shine through so much. And it's so very much so exciting to see their dream come to fruition. I'm very curious about the different lands. I always have a very difficult time remembering the names of places and differentiating where they are on the maps. And so I love this kind of like overview of this is Iman, this is Whitestone, this is that. Like, I love getting these little insider looks of what the world kind of looks like. And that way it gives me a better understanding for when I see the show of where they're coming from, where they're going to. I'm really curious about the sun tree. I'm a sucker for trees. I know that's really weird, but love trees. When I first started dating Robbie, I went to his parents' house. I actually won brownie points with his father because when I looked in their backyard, I was like, oh my gosh, that tree is beautiful. It kind of just like flows over this little body of water and partially over their house. And it's this fat trunked, gorgeous tree. And Robbie was like, my dad bought that house for that tree. And so I've always loved trees. I've always think they're very fascinating. They're so old, they have a story to tell. And what is the sun tree? I want to learn more about the sun tree. I want to know why the sun tree is special, and what we're going to hear about that. Everybody got their breath taken away, it sounds like, when they saw the sun tree. So I want to know more about the sun tree. Overall, again, very excited. It's getting me more and more amped up. What is today? The 24th? Yes, today's the 24th, and it streams on Friday the 28th. So I'm definitely going to finish all of these videos by then. So I'll go meet you over there. Everyone throw a like or dislike if you do or do not like what you see, but comment down below, let me know, subscribe if you have not yet. We do fun things here. Ring the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Don't forget to check the link down in the description for my Patreon. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at @star_chef_productions. But that is it. So long, everyone. Try to make someone smile today. You never know when you might eat it next. Bye.